So somebody actually told me that Curveball at the Crossroads actually has a little bit of sort of a horror because you're kind of dealing with the devil, and at any point the devil can just be like, "All right, show's over. You're going to hell with me." And I didn't think
Yeah.
of it like that, and I was like, it could maybe even be a horror story if it ended different.
Well, that the suspense is built in, right? Because you're dealing with, well, the devil can be very scary for some people,
Right.
yes, especially if you're religious, but also the way the character is portrayed, he's very sugary sweet on the outside. It's like molasses the way he carries himself, and he makes this sweet deal, and then out of nowhere, I mean, spoilers, you know, he comes back to JaMark and he's got this threatening vibe about him, but it's not like he's yelling at him or anything. It's just under the surface, like, do you know what I can do to you? And that I think that's really scary. Anytime I had to do a scene like that with the devil, that it was really easy to lean into those moments because it's like there's just this threatening aura about him. Like if you don't do what I say, there is a world of torture and pain waiting for you. You have no idea what I can do to you, and just that threat, the suspense, and when it's gonna happen. I think that's a great element of horror that just
Yeah.
comes with
And
what
it
you're
kind
doing.
of portrays like I felt like after I wrote some of those scenes, it's it gets into that almost religious aspect. Like there are more powerful deities out there. There are more powerful beings than mankind out there, and that man has no control over. Like man can't tell the devil, "Hey, no, this is the way we're doing business." Just same as he can't tell God, "Hey, no, this is what we're doing." You're never more powerful. I don't.
Mm,
Only fools think they're more powerful than God or the devil. So
right.
it was interesting to write that, and so it's interesting to hear you voice it in like you said in that molasses calm but firm
And
voice.
that's what makes it so, when he finally does explode, it's like you're waiting for that moment. You're like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? And when he finally does, it's like it's scary, but it's also a release because like now it's happened, and
Yeah,
now we get to experience the aftermath of that kind of conflict, and where that reaches its peak. I think leading up to that, you're really on the edge of your seat every time the devil shows up with JaMarcus. It's like, oh my god, what is he gonna do to him? So, yeah.
so had you ever voiced a powerful antagonist like that before?
In a way, um I mean, that's the first time I'm voicing the devil as a character, but I've definitely had at least certainly in my first audiobook project, or that series, in the second book of that series, it's called Tainted Moonlight, and it's this werewolf urban fantasy. There's a guy
Okay.
that appears in the second book who, he's a mortal. He's a mortal man. Um, but he's pretty much the darkest person you might ever meet, with the darkest instincts and the most murderous, torturous things he does to people, and he revels in it.
Ah,
He's got a lot of his laugh is actually inspired by Chucky's laugh. I kind of took from that to really add that, he's just a guy that enjoys what he does, and getting to play that kind of character is fun. I mean, when you juxtapose someone that kind of mirth and joy with what they're actually doing, it's fun to do as an actor. So, yeah, that was a very dark character to do.
nice.
Yeah.